Here we go!
Hey y'all, what's up? It's your Chief of the Blue Blurs, GamerBlake90, coming at you with another Sonic news video. I didn't expect another one to go up so soon after my video about the delay in Sonic's next mainline game, but plans do change in the blink of an eye, don't they? So it seems the plot thickens, because earlier today, I saw a post saying that SEGA was confirmed for this year's E3, which is going to take place virtually rather than in person. I'll leave it to you to figure out why that is. At first, there were mixed reports over this topic, because when E3 started putting out information for this year's convention, that information included a list of companies that would be in attendance, and SEGA was on that list. But apparently, the list was in error. E3 had unintentionally published information about their 2020 event, which of course got cancelled due to the pandemic, rather than their 2021 event. Once it was pointed out, they immediately took down the page listing the publishers that would be present at E3. But if you go to E3's homepage, you could still see the list of publishers that would be present at their next convention. And not too long ago, SEGA was not on that list. But today, they have just been added in, so it looks like they are set to go for E3, which I'm definitely excited about. But as excited as I am, I'm also mildly confused, because as I talked about in my last news video before this one, SEGA has been eerily silent about Sonic. But before we talk about that, let me give a quick little breakdown as to what exactly E3 is, for those of you not familiar with it. E3 stands for Electronic Entertainment Expo. So it's basically 3 words that start with the letter E, simplified into E3. Easy enough to understand, right? The E3 event was first founded and hosted in 1995 as a celebration of the video game industry, which was just taking off at the time, and still is in fact. Since then, every single E3 event has taken place at the same location, and that is the Los Angeles Convention Center in California. This is highly convenient for SEGA's American branch because it's headquartered in Irvine, which is slightly over an hour away from Los Angeles, so it's basically in their backyard, and they'd have to have an incredibly good reason not to be in attendance, you know? The event takes place annually in June, and since 1995, it has never stopped growing. And for gamers everywhere, it's one reason to look forward to the summer. Also, E3 is overseen by the ESA, or Entertainment Software Association. Before 2020 rolled around, there was never a year that went by without at least one E3 event taking place in Los Angeles. Of course, the pandemic broke that streak, so understandably, they had to call off their plans that year. But this time around, they are back, and to ensure a safer event for everyone attending, they are going all virtual, although I don't think they've let loose the details as to how exactly such a thing will go. And I must admit, I find it interesting because up until now, E3 had always been known for physical gatherings, if very large gatherings due to, of course, the popularity of the event. So, this will be interesting to say the least. Anyway, as you might have expected, the existence of E3 prompts game developers and publishers everywhere to come on by and share whatever it is they're up to. As such, it's become a hotspot for video game reveals, console reveals, and other similar events. So now that you know all of this, it should be clear enough as to why Sonic fans like myself are deeply excited for SEGA's presence at E3, as it could very well mean that we may hear something from them about the Blue Dude. But I'm still not sure if we'll even hear anything from SEGA about Sonic, because not long ago we just gotten word that his next mainline game would be pushed back to 2022. Unless a huge miscommunication somehow took place. If that is the case, then it gives me hope that we may yet hear something about Sonic. There's also the fact that E3 is taking place on the weekend of June 12th through the 15th in Los Angeles. Not 10 days after, Sonic will be celebrating the Big 3-0 on June 23rd, the release date for his first game, which came out in 1991. But although Sonic's 30th anniversary is around the corner, SEGA hasn't said one word about it. For that matter, we've had to turn to other sources just to hear anything whatsoever about Sonic's 30th anniversary. And as he is the mascot of SEGA, that makes no sense whatsoever. So, at the very least, they could give us some sign that they're aware of what's coming up. Like, they don't have to come swinging out the gate with news or anything of the sort. They don't even need to do that. But at the very least, acknowledge the occasion, and if you do have plans, maybe drop some kind of a teaser as to what those may be without explicitly revealing them? That seems reasonable to me, but then again, I could be missing something, and you never know what's going on behind closed doors. But now that it's clear that SEGA will be showing their face at E3, even if only in a virtual setting, it's looking as if their silence will finally be broken. Hopefully, it's worth the wait. But don't get your hopes up just yet, because for all we know, SEGA may have other reasons for attending E3. They've been hard at work getting their other IPs up and rolling and putting new games out, such as Yakuza Like a Dragon and Phantasy Star Online 2. And like I said in my last video, this is excellent because the more areas where you're able to find success, the better. I still haven't been able to try out both Bayonetta 1 or 2 yet. I really like that character and would very much like to try her games out. I can't wait. By the way, when's Bayonetta 3? But if SEGA still doesn't have anything to present in regards to Sonic games, at the very least we may hear something from them about the Sonic movie sequel and Sonic Prime coming up next year. But while both of those things are based on a video game icon, they aren't games themselves, and so I highly doubt that will be relevant to what E3 is known for. In other words, it's basically a wait and see scenario right now. Whatever it is SEGA is planning to disclose at E3 next month, I am wishing them the best of luck. Yes, I've given them my fair share of criticism as much as I've given them praise, but it's because I've seen SEGA absolutely slay the video game industry at one point. And I know for a fact that they've got it in them to knock it out of the ballpark. So in other words, it's all out of love. Now, in the 30 years I spent on this earth, I never got the opportunity to attend at E3, which really sucks because from what I've seen and read, it's an insanely awesome experience. But in a sense, this will be my first time I get to have a front row seat to whatever is going on, because again, E3 is going all virtual this year. Although I'm not sure if they disclosed details on how they're planning to go about this newfound virtual format for E3, but I guess we'll see soon. And to any Sonic fans who are getting their hopes up for E3, let me just say this: try to keep your expectations at a healthy level. While I would find it highly unusual if SEGA doesn't at least give a nod towards the fact that their mascot is turning 30, it's sadly become the norm not to expect much in the way of Sonic-related news from them whenever they're attending an event. I remember one event in particular, though I forget what it was called, where they simply showed footage for a game they'd already released and then left it at that, like there wasn't any commentary, any interviews, nothing. And as I'm sure you can imagine, that was quite frustrating for lack of a better word for it. In other news, there is always room for things to change, so again, we'll see. And one more thing, I'll be looking out for Sonic-related news first as much as the rest of you will, but try not to forget to enjoy what other games are being put on display at E3 as well. If you like any other franchises, that is, and if you don't, that's perfectly fine. After all, the first character you can expect to hear from me about is Sonic. All you gotta do is take one look at my social media feed, and that should tell you all you need to know. Still, there's other great games out there worth enjoying, and I can't wait to see what else is set to be revealed at E3. And that wraps it up for this video. I know it's one of my shorter videos, but truthfully, there wasn't a whole lot to highlight here, except for the fact that SEGA's gonna be at E3 this year. Again, I'm ready for SEGA to show us something amazing that was worth the wait, and I'm waiting to see what else the other publishers have got to offer, Nintendo included. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, drop those likes and comments, let me know what you think, and if you want to keep up with my Sonic content, because that's what I'm all about, just ring that bell and hit that sub button. I'm basically a jack of all trades but a master of none, as I make videos about Sonic mods, Sonic fan games, Sonic official games, Sonic merchandise, Sonic news just like this video, and so on and so forth. I'm willing to try anything, and if you like all of that, you'll love it here. So again, hit that sub button and ring that bell. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, peace out. Blue blurs for life, and take care.